exercise 6b is about index laws. So specifically in relation to multiplying and dividing. So for example, we could be asked to simplify the following by first expanding. So 3 to the power of 6, well, we know that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. There are 6 of them. And that's multiplied by 3 squared. 3 squared is 3 times 3. So if we count up how many we've got altogether, we have 6 here, plus another 2. So we have 8 altogether. So it's 3 to the power of 8. Here's another example, x squared y times x to the 4 y cubed. So let's first expand like it said. So x times y is the first one, multiplied by x to the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, times by y cubed, y times y times y. Now let's count up how many we've got. Remember, an index is a count of how many of them are multiplied together. That is a multiplication sign. These are all multiplication signs, not addition signs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 x's are multiplied together. So x to the 6, y to the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this last one, now it's really important here to recognize the indices and the coefficients as separate things. So we've got -3 and 2. Let's just write it in expanded form first like we were asked to. So -3 times p times p times p times p times 2 times p times p times p. Okay, so let's start by multiplying our coefficients. -3 times 2 is -6. And p to the power of 4 there, 3 there, that's 7 altogether. So -6p to the 7. So what you're going to notice here is a bit of a shortcut. But if the question asks you to do it by expanding first, I really want you to do that. The more you expand it first, the more you'll really understand this shortcut. So the shortcut is that you multiply the coefficients. So -3 times 2 is -6. These ones did not have coefficients. Remember, these 3's are bases, not coefficients. That's a base. So you multiply any coefficients. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then with the powers, you add the powers. If you look back here, there was 6 plus 2, making 8. Here for the x's, there were 2 there and 4 there, making 6. This is a 1, y to the power of 1. So 1 plus 3 gives us the 4. 4 plus 3 gives us the 7. So we add the powers only if the bases are the same. Here x is a base both times, so we write the x and we add the powers. So that's the rule for multiplying. Normally if we did this in class, I would get you to do a heap of those before I told you that shortcut. Okay, let's look at dividing. So we have to simplify the following by first expanding and expressing as a fraction. Yes, I've got that shortcut there, but let's just look at them first by expanding. So remember, division is the same as a fraction. We're writing it as a fraction. So in our numerator, we have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. There are 6 of them. In our denominator, we've got 3 times 3. Now remember, if there's something the same on the top of a fraction as on the bottom, we can cancel it. So I'm going to cancel that 3 there with that 3 there. 1 on the top with 1 on the bottom. I'm going to cancel that 3 there with that 3 there. Technically, we still have 1 on the bottom. That could be 1 times. The 1 is not cancelled. But we don't need to write a denominator if there's nothing there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 to the power of 4. And yes, as our shortcut says, we're going to actually subtract powers. 6 minus 2 does equal 4. So let's look at this one. We'll write it in expanded form first as a fraction. So 8 times x times x times x times x times x over 2 times x times x times x. Okay, let's do some cancelling. So that x can cancel with that one. 1 on the top with 1 on the bottom. This one can cancel with that one, and this one can cancel with that one. Now our 8 and our 2 can also simplify down. Both of those can be divided by 2. So let's see what we end up with. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. We've got x squared On the bottom, the x's are all gone. We've got 2 divided by 2 is 1. We don't need to write 1 if it's in the denominator, only if it's in the numerator. So 4x squared is our answer. Divide coefficients. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Subtract powers. 5 minus 3 is 2. Just one more example. So we have 5m to the 7, so 5. I'm just going to write it a bit of a short way. Notice I didn't write my multiplication signs. I could have actually put dots as well for multiplication signs, but this is fine for this example. Just divide it by an m, so cancel down. So we've still got the 5, we've still got 6 m's multiplied together, so m to the 6. So remember, we divide coefficients, so 5 divided by 1, remember this is 1m. 5 divided by 1 is just 5. M to the 7, we subtract powers. This is a power of 1. So 7 minus 1 gives us the 6. So let's look at this one just using that shortcut. 20 divided by 10 is 2. We've got y as our base. 15 minus 11 is 4.